What's up, guys? So I am Jordan Richards. I am Chaboy J Rich, as you might have seen me on Twitter a little bit, and I am essentially the second half, the back end of Destination Devy. And so I'm here to introduce myself in a segment I'm calling Who Am I? Because you guys don't know who I am, so I'm here to finally put myself on camera, introduce myself. I am essentially the content back-end creator for all things Destination Devy. And so I've been working with Ray for a long time now, and we're just getting started, but I wanted to officially introduce myself. I told him that I would make a video saying, who am I? Where did I come from? Why should you even care who I am? I'm hoping to be more involved with the channel, actually on camera, provide content for you. We're just kind of figuring out the best way to make that happen. But basically, a little bit of background on me. I'm Jordan Richards. I live in Canada, I just live outside Toronto. I'm about half an hour from Toronto or an hour and a half, depending on traffic, because traffic here is terrible. But that's all right. I've been in the Dynasty fantasy football realm for about 3 to 4 years now. First got started, kind of just like you guys, listened to a couple podcasts, start with keeper leagues, did redraft for probably about 6 or 7 years before that. Then I got into the more dynasty keeper, have players year over year, and I loved that. I got into that a lot. I remember one of my very first keepers was Maurice Jones-Drew. Man, that guy was a beast. Oh, my God. He won me a couple championships, but then eventually I started to take a dive into dynasty, and I listened to a few podcasts and kind of got into that more, got into a couple of free leagues, then you get into a couple of paid leagues. But the real jump for me was actually when I decided that I wanted to get more involved, because I didn't really know how big of a community this was. Like, being in this for a year, the amount of people I've talked to, interacted with, met, you can just DM, reach out to other writers, podcasters, guys who write fantastic articles, data guys, film guys, just so many connections that I've made. It's just absolutely astounding to me how many people there are that just make this fantasy industry great. So I actually got started with the Dynasty Nerds. I don't know if you guys know the Dynasty Nerds. You probably do. They're really big. They just revamped their site and actually still do rankings over there as well. But I got started there, and it's funny because for a long time, maybe some of you guys, I toyed with the idea of writing. I thought it'd be really interesting to write. I have a lot of opinions. I feel like I'm very knowledgeable, but I'm like, am I good enough? I'm the kind of person that really overthinks things. And so first and foremost, make sure I could come up with something that was good. And then as well, just kind of bring myself up to put myself out there officially and really put something out that I was proud of. And so I remember specifically, I was watching, it would have been 3 years ago now. I was watching Georgia versus Oklahoma, and I believe it was the Rose Bowl. And I watched Sony Michel go off. And he's a guy who I absolutely loved. I loved him more than Nick Chubb. And even Nick Chubb's freshman season, that was like my guy. But as that senior year came around, man, I really, really fell in love with Sony. And that was actually my first article I ever wrote for anybody, anywhere. I wrote an article saying how I thought that Sony Michel was better than Nick Chubb. Not looking so good now, but that's okay, it's okay to be wrong. The process was there. I had the stats there to kind of back it up. Obviously, Nick Chubb is a phenomenal running back now. Sony Michel is, a big turd as far as fantasy production and in some ways real-life production goes, other than his rookie season where he absolutely went off in the playoffs and they won the Super Bowl. That was pretty dope. But either way, it's just very interesting to see where that came from. And so I did some more writing for them for a long time, and I still do a little bit of stuff over there writing-wise. But that's kind of where I got introduced to Ray. And so a little bit of backstory on how me and Ray met and kind of became really good friends was this is when he kind of first started over at Dynasty Nerds, and he wanted to start making video content. So some of the videos you see now where he does the voiceovers, he starts showing you what players are going to do, how they win in his now series that we have called Prospect Play. Where that actually originated from was something he wanted to do with Dynasty Nerds, and it was still in the early stages of Destination Devy. So what's really interesting here is that I remember he put out a video, and he was like, he was like super proud of it. It was like his first video he ever made. But me, I'm like a video guy. So whenever you see Ray do something, it's usually because I've given him some feedback to say, hey man, maybe you could do this better, maybe you could do this better. But with his first video, I was like, man, I know you made this video, you did the voiceover, it's dope, but why don't you just simply highlight the players? So, because he was doing a video, I believe it was on Tyler Boyd, and so you couldn't actually see which one was Tyler Boyd. And anyone who's watched film, if you're scouting a wide receiver, it is almost impossible sometimes to know where that player is on the field if they don't give you an indication or enough time to find that player. So I was just simply like, hey man, that video is dope, but why don't you just try highlighting the players? And honestly, I never would have thought that small gesture of saying, yo, your video is dope, but maybe you could improve this, would turn into something that's been, man, this is just completely taken off, and our relationship has grown leaps and bounds from there. And I put out a tweet not too long ago where I said a lot of people are afraid of criticism, and some people are even afraid of criticizing others because they don't want to hurt someone's feelings. They don't want them to react negatively, and I completely understand that. But it can be a way to build relationships and build different things with people. And honestly, at the end of the day, I hope that if I'm criticizing someone, they take that as a positive, and it's because I want them to improve. Not to say I'm better than them, not to say that I know more than them, just to say, hey man, have you ever thought of doing this? And maybe they did think about it, but it was too hard, and I can try and explain it to them. Or maybe they just never thought of it. And the hope, obviously, is they take it positively and they act on that. And that's exactly what happened with me and Ray. And so basically what ended up happening was I was like, hey, do this, put the circle on them, and I showed him a few ways to do it, and eventually it was done. And his video looked a lot better. And that's basically what started this whole thing. And so he eventually told me, hey man, I want to start a podcast. I maybe want to collaborate with you on that. I want you to try and help me out. I want to see what we can do together. And that whole thing turned into all of this. It turned into him asking me about the logo, and then me redesigning the logo not once but twice. Then it turned into him asking me, what would you do with this and that? And he got the intro music from his buddy. And then what ended up happening was I just said, fuck it, I'm just gonna record you an intro. And so I recorded him an intro, and he's been using that intro forever. And it's really, really cool because now we're doing the YouTube thing, and the YouTube stuff is awesome. I hope you guys really enjoy it, because honestly for us, this is like my favorite part. Every single overlay, every single picture, everything you see beyond Ray's actual content is stuff that I've had to make behind the scenes that we've collaborated on. And the feedback from you guys is just amazing. Like, I can't thank you guys enough. The amount of work that we've been putting in for the past, I don't even know how long, to try and make this content great for you guys, you don't even understand. And the crazy part is we're just getting started, and there's more and more coming. And so for me, I want to know kind of what you guys want to know from us. What are the things that we don't do now that you want to see more of? And what are the things that you would change maybe about what we do now that can make the content that you consume better? Because we want this to be the best place for your information, the number one source of Devy content, as you might have heard in my intro. That's what I said on a couple of the intros. I've changed it a bit since, but that's where I want you guys to be so much more involved and tell us what you're looking for. Because to me, that's very important. I want to be engaging. I want you guys to engage with me on Twitter. I want you guys to let me know, like, hey, Jordan, this is dope, or maybe you should change this, or could you try this? Because ultimately, we want to help you guys be better Dynasty Devy players, and we want to make sure the information we're giving to you is the most digestible format possible. Obviously, you guys know Ray. He likes to have a lot of fun, and man, I wish you guys could see. I know I don't appear as fun on camera, but I'm telling you, the stuff I send him, half the time he just responds, bro, you're crazy, you're wild, like, I can't believe you just did that. I remember even for one of the thumbnails, I photoshopped a predator onto T. Higgins' face to make it seem because he was the apex predator. So I photoshopped a predator mask on T. Higgins' face, and this guy said, yo, you're wildin', bro, we can't use that. So I had to make another one. And so I just like to have fun. Honestly, me and Ray have been collaborating for a long time. We're going to keep on working for you guys. I'm so excited to continue this whole YouTube thing. and continue to build this channel. Like the All Gas show, yo, you guys showed love, but you don't understand the amount of time it took me just to build that template, to make it fully customizable, the amount of troubleshooting we had to do behind the scenes. But honestly, I love it. I love what's come out of it. I love hearing the reaction from you guys, because it makes all of this worth it in the end. It makes every little bit of this worth it. And I love that. And so what we're going to do is we have the podcast right now. We have the All Gas show. Now I have this little segment I'm going to throw out called Who Am I? You know, I'm Jordan. I'm working with Ray. We're kind of partners on this whole Destination Devy thing right now. I still do some stuff over for Dynasty Nerds, but mostly I've been putting my time towards this because this is new, this is fresh, and we're really trying to pump out content for you guys. I honestly, please subscribe, you know, like, comment, tell me what the hell you guys want, because I'm so excited. I can't even contain it. Just even filming this right now, it's getting me more and more excited because I know what we're working on. I know all the things we're doing behind the scenes, and it's blowing my mind, the support we've gotten from the DDP faithful, from the Destination Devy faithful, and we're going to continue to grow this more and more and more. And I know you guys are excited for what we have so far. And please, like, subscribe, comment to all of our stuff, because it's just going to get bigger and it's just going to get better. Like, I promise you, because we're both very charismatic people and we want to engage with you guys. I know Ray's a wild one. We have a lot of conversations where I'm like, bro, I can't believe you did that. And even with the whole Jalen Reagor thing, I was like, you put yourself out there, props to you. Like, that's crazy. And they came after you and you took it and then you responded and they loved it. And it's just so many things that I want to do for this channel and that I want to create. We already have the All Gas show. We want to get more things out there if we can. I want to get more involved, get on camera with you guys, interact with you guys so you can get to know me a bit better, and continue to build this more. Because ultimately, Destination Devy is going to be the biggest platform you've ever seen. It's just going to take time. It's going to take support. But right now, everything's free. All we ask is that you guys like our stuff, share it if you want with your friends, comment, engage with us. It's all free. Watch the All 22 film, listen to the podcast, and watch the video podcast. Then listen to the All Gas show, which might be coming out more frequently. We'll see. I got to talk to Ray about that. And most importantly, we just want you guys to engage with us. We want to be the best resource for you and the best people that you turn to whenever you have questions. Obviously, there's a bunch of other great resources out there. We don't want you to shy away from using those either, but we definitely want to be involved in that. There's a lot of people out there who do really great things. We just want to be one of your main sources. You know, a lot of people have their main sources they go to for everything. We want to be that. We want to be one of your number one option for when you need Devy content. But there's lots of great people out there. We just want to try and be the best. And honestly, I think we're going to do it. I really hope we can. You guys are so loyal to us, some of the best fans out there. And I'm so excited for what's next. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate all the support so far. Like, subscribe, comment. Please follow Ray, follow me, follow the Destination Devy account on Twitter, because you guys want to get on this wave before it takes off. And we are so excited for what we have right now. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Peace.